Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley here at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so happy you're all here. So fun to see you commenting, but there's not a lot of comments right now. So say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're joining from. Tell me what it's like where you're at, because today it is like going to be a high of 75 where I live, and it's like giving like the hint of fall, but I think it's going to go back up, to the 80s again. So we're not quite fall yet. It's like a faux fall today, and then we'll get it warmed back up, and then we'll probably go into another faux fall, and then we'll go right into winter because that's how it works here. Hi, Leah. Hi, Jen. Hi, Laura. Oh, thank you, Laura, about my bouncy hair. You know, I am getting more compliments on my hair, and I really think it's the styling tool that I'm using, quite honestly. And I've had it for a while, and I hated it when my hair was long. But now that my hair is a little bit shorter and we're kind of doing a little more texture to it and thinning it just a little bit, people are mentioning my hair more. So I think it's the styling tool that I'm using. And like I said, I used to not like it, but now I really like it. So funny how that happens. Thank you all for your thumbs up. I really appreciate it. As always, you know you're going to love this project. It's going to be colorful. It's going to be so bright. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up. And then also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, click that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my lives, you don't miss any of my projects that I share here. And I see Julie just came in. Hi, Julie, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you all for the thumbs up. So today, as promised, I'm going to be creating with the new Pretty Pink Posh holiday release. It's their October release that just hit the shop this week. It was just released this week. And you may have seen my video yesterday. I shared my 3 favorite card sizes that aren't A2s. And if you haven't checked that out yet, be sure to check that out as well, because it all goes with this release. So Colleen's here, Sophie's here. Thank you all for joining me. I signed up for the OCC class you're teaching with Christina Warner. I don't think I'm teaching that class, so I won't be there. So just so you know ahead of time. So let's go down to the desktop and let's look at what I'm creating with today. So here's a look at where we're going today. I have some dies from Pretty Pink Posh. I may or may not use the stamps and stencils. We'll have to see, but I am going to use a whole lot of color. Look at that rainbow. Isn't that beautiful? I wanted this to be not my typical kind of rainbow, but a little brighter, a little peppier, because we are going to feature this light string here. So there's another die in here. This is not a part of the set. So these 2 dies are a part of the light strand set, and this is the snowflake shaker, but we're not going to use that today. So sometimes I combine things, especially when they're holiday, because I won't necessarily leave these out in my like quick grab spot for the year. When the holidays kind of wind down, then I have like some holiday storage. So to save some space, I sometimes combine a couple of dies together. Same thing here. I have the Shadow Joy die, but I'm not going to be using that today. I'm going to be using this Holly Jolly, and it has a solid piece as well as the word cutout. So we're going to use that. And yes, Colleen, this release is so much fun. Now this is undecided. I have not made this card before, which is the case in, I would say, 99% of my lives. I do not make the card in advance. I'm kind of just dreaming it up in my head, and then we see where it all goes. I may or may not use some of the greenery from this Wreath Builder die. Love this die set because I'm a sucker for greenery at the holiday season, and I think it can be used in so many ways. So I may or may not use that. And then, as I mentioned already, I may or may not use either these vertical sentiments or the winter greetings. But I love these winter greetings. I love the font. I love the playfulness of them, and that they have coordinating dies. So let's start out. We're going to be doing quite a bit of die cutting today, and I'm going to show you this here because these are the colors that I'm going to be using today. So this is poppy, watermelon, grapefruit, sunflower, lemongrass, clover, can't see them, sea glass, peacock, fig, and wildberry to create this really fun rainbow. And then for my light strand, you can see these are the cardstock versions up here. For my light strand, I'm going to be using Rainforest because I think most of like light strands are probably that dark green color to blend in with the tree. So I'm going to start out with the die cutting, and we're going to die cut a couple of things at once. We're going to run it through and just die cut. Now I have the inks out here because we may try to do a little like glow, and we will go over, I've created some little toppers for the light plug thingies, the outlet, the socket, that's what it is. And I'll show you how I did that as well, because that piece is not included in here, but I was able to do that. How do you organize, categorize your dies? Love those pockets. So most of my stamps are organized by manufacturer, so company that produces the stamps, and then coordinating dies, like as in this one here, this is Snowflakes, I'll put on the back with a magnetic thing. These pockets are from Amazon, and I will write down right now, stamp pockets. I will put these in the YouTube description after we're done so that you can see how I do it. Dies, if it's a standalone, sometimes I store them by company and sometimes I store them by theme. It just depends on the company. If it's a company I work with a lot, then I will often store them with my other things from that company. If it's just one that I don't do a lot of videos for or something like that, then I often store them like by background die or leaves and florals and shapes like that. So that's kind of how I do that. And then I do have my holiday section that I will kind of move out of the craft room during the rest of the year because we are working with limited space here in the Sprinkled with Glitter studio. Speaking of glitter, have you heard that Mr. Glitter is going to be back? Yes, he's coming back to the channel and he's going to learn how to foil. And that's on October 26th, so be sure to join us here for this day. I'm starting out by cutting the light strand out of Rainforest cardstock, and while I run this through, I'm also going to run the light bulb die through using some poppy cardstock, and we're doing a lot of die cutting today. So now is a super fabulous time to ask all of your questions that you've ever had of me. So I have time to answer today as I'm kind of doing my die cutting, and I'll try to look up as soon as I can. And once I run these through, I'm going to need 3 of the light strands, but the light bulbs I'm going to be running through in all of these colors that I'm using. And so I'll just kind of toss them into this little, this is from scrapbook.com. It's a little tray. I don't know what they officially call them, but it's a tray. And then I have each of these colors, just small strips of cardstock cut down so that I can run more than one thing through the machine at a time. So we're just gonna do that. And then I have an idea, keep in mind, never tried it before, but I have an idea for creating a mask to do a little light glow or like a colored glow around each light bulb. So we're gonna try that out today. It could work, it could fail. Who knows? I do not know. But that's part of the joy of kind of experimenting with different ideas and things. I think it's gonna work. I wouldn't like come on here with the intention of failing, but if it doesn't work, we'll either skip the blending altogether or we'll just improvise when that time comes. Looks like some people are in the 60s. I heard the other day, who was it? They were in the 40s where they lived, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cold. Oh, it was Jennifer. She was on live, I think, with Christina Werner the other day, and I think it was in the 40s, and that's real cold, in my opinion. That, I mean, like, it hardly ever gets to a high of 40 where we live. It's usually highs of low 50s in the winter time. So I don't know that I would survive. I'm not meant to be in the cold weather. My husband always tells me, well, you say you weren't meant to be in the cold, and then you also say you weren't made for heat. So what are you made for? And I usually just say that I'm made for about 75. That's what I was made for. Unfortunately, it does not stay 75 year round here. So this is going to be my mask here, this white one, and I'll show you how I'm going to actually make it a mask, because the cardstock on its own is not very wide, and obviously that wouldn't make a really good mask, right? So I'm going to show you what I think I'm going to do. Like I said, we'll see if it works. It may or may not, but I'll just cut that one. That one is just going to be one of the ones that I use to kind of create a mask. And I just want to create kind of a messy tangle of lights on the front, and then do a little masking, throw a sentiment on the top, and we'll probably be done at that point. Maybe a few little embellies, you know, we'll make it up as we go along. Okay, so this is lemongrass. Trust me, there's a lot of die cutting here, but I did do some die cutting in advance with the little light toppers so that you wouldn't have to just watch me die cut over and over again. All right. So I like this light strand because it's a little on the larger side about weather, but isn't this full moon amazing? Now I have a real question about a full moon. If it's full in wherever Julie is, Wyandotte, she's in Michigan. Okay, so if the moon is full in Michigan, and I'm assuming that it would be true that, sorry, my camera's not wanting to focus. It's full in Michigan. It's full in California also, right? Because we're on the same side of the hemisphere, I would assume. I once I'm home, I rarely go outside, and I don't really go outside at night because I like to be in bed by about 8:30. So, hi friends that are just coming in. Lee's here and Kara is here. Thanks for being here today on your Friday afternoon. Wow, my computer's doing some weird things right now, so it just did like a little dance on the display. So hopefully that didn't mess you guys all up. Okay, Vicky, is that the answer to the moon is full in Michigan, so it's also full in California? Because yeah, I'm thinking that's what you're adding yes to. So, and then Kara is in rainy Seattle, Washington. Now, I have some very, very, very dear friends from Washington, Seattle area, and they hated the rain, and they don't understand how Californians love the rain. I do love the rain because we get it so little here. That I'm just a fan. And you know the whole thing, there's memes and everything about what Californians love, avocados and rain. It's all true. And funny enough, usually Californians don't say Cali. That's something that other states say. They'll be like, are you from Cali? But I don't go around saying, I'm from Cali, you know? I don't know. I noticed that when my son moved to Oklahoma, and they were all like, oh, Cali boy, you're from Cali. Hey, Cali, what's up? And we're like, we don't say that in Cali, California. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. Okay, that is actually all the die cutting. And now I have all of my little light bulbs, and I have, the only thing I don't have die cut, and I'm gonna wait because I'm not sure what I wanna do on the colors for my sentiment. So that's the only thing I haven't die cut. I did wanna show you how I created just these little light toppers. Sockets is what I decided that we would call them. So you see that? This is matte gold cardstock, And I've cut several of these, as you can see. But what I did to create this was I took the light bulb die, because this is not a separate die, and I laid it down over the gold cardstock to where you can just see the edge of the gold cardstock lines up with the bottom of that socket. So I'm just looking here. Can you see that? How there's gold cardstock all the way up to there? Then I ran that through my die cut machine. And just make sure you don't get skewed, because then they won't be the right size. And so I'm just laying that right across the edge of my matte gold cardstock, and then I'm running that through my die cut machine. So that's going to give me these little light socket pieces in gold, where I can then assemble my light strands and have the socket be a separate color. Now, I could put the lights at the back, and then, so let me show you. I could put the lights at the back of the strand and line them up like this, and then you would have the green socket, but I wanted to add a touch of sparkle to this, so I decided to do them out of gold. So I did that about 9 times. I did that before we went live so that we could, you know, move along with things a little. And I think what I'm going to do to start assembling this is I am going to grab a sticky mat. This is just a Misty sticky mat. You can see it's been loved on. And I'm going to grab some liquid glue, and I'm also going to grab like a little jewel picker tool. Let's see, where are they all? They're in the bottom of the drawer. And I'm going to just add some liquid glue at the socket area. Then I'm going to add the light bulbs, and then I will add the sockets. So I could, like I said, glue these behind, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll just get that there, position it to where it's covering the socket, and then we'll move on through our little rainbow. Now, maybe the smart thing to do would have been to keep the colors separated, but I like to make things more difficult on myself. Okay, so the Netherlands had a full moon also, and I'm assuming that would be because we are also on the same side of the hemisphere, right? So let's do this. So I'm going poppy, watermelon, nectar. I'm going to pull out my little swatch ring here. I want to make sure that I get them. Okay, that's not nectar, that's grapefruit. And then sunflower, lemongrass, clover. So sunflower. And we're going to put together 3 of these. So y'all hang in there with me today. It's going to be worth it. If you only wanted to do one, you could definitely do that. I think this is large enough to get, you know, like a full card out of one, especially if you did like a mini size card. The glue that I'm using, Lee, is Barely Art glue. And when I update my YouTube description after we're done, there will be a link for that. Then we have sea glass. Look how colorful this is going to be. I love it. I decided to, I have this color palette that I've been using all holiday season, and I decided that I needed to do something a little bit different. And so I tried to kind of shift this palette a little bit for this card, so we had something different going on than what I've been creating. I love my holiday color palette for this year. I have nothing against it, but I definitely wanted, this doesn't go there, it goes there. I definitely wanted to do something a little bit different today, just to show that I'm not stuck in one place. All right. Now, I'm just adding these in order, and now once I get to the wild berry, I'm going to start all over again at the poppy, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to take this and then kind of shift the colors over so not every strand is the same. So we're gonna go watermelon grapefruit on this. So it's interesting to see watermelon like up next to the other colors because it has a lot more orange in it than you would expect. When you see it with the other colors, you kind of realize how much orange it has. Okay, so that was the last one. We started at poppy, we ended at grapefruit. And now I'm going to take a little dab of glue on each of these socket places, and I'm going to add the little matte gold sockets to all of these. Oops. Hi, sticker lady. Thanks for joining me. I don't know that I've seen you around here before, but I'm glad to have you here. Welcome. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm orienting this in the right direction. Oh, that is so cute. You can't see it as well on screen as I would like for you to be able to, but I think as I add more, you'll see that pop of gold that just gives it a little bit of shine. And then for those just coming in, I am using the Pretty Pink Posh holiday release that was just released this week. And I have a video from yesterday, but I will also have a video next week sharing another project with this. So if you want more inspiration from this release, stick around here, turn on those notifications, and you'll be able to see even more inspiration. Okay, I keep wanting to orient these the other way, but my brain is playing tricks on me. Okay, we're gonna do this 3 times, guys, so I'm sorry if you have questions. I'd love to answer them for you. I don't want to leave you hanging. Okay. So colorful. You are right. AJ, no problem. Marta, no problem being late. We've just done a little die cutting so far, and we are assembling these little light strands, and these are from Pretty Pink Posh. So not a worry at all. If you want to go back and watch the replay, then that full thing will be available for you. Okay, this is my problem. My brain wants to put the curved part towards the light bulb, and the curved part is actually the top of these. So my brain just keeps playing little tricks on me here. Okay, maybe I should have assembled a couple of these ahead of time, but I was afraid if I did that, then we wouldn't have very much time together. Let's see. This little picker tool that I'm using is the brand new one from Ulta New. And it is white and gold. It's really beautiful. Has some little sparkles inside of it. It's like my magic wand. That's what I'm going to start calling it, my magic wand. Okay, we're almost done with strand number 1. So this is kind of a rainbow theme here, but it's not like a super primary rainbow theme because we have some of these primaries in here, but we've also mixed in some of the other, you know, tones that make it feel not like in your face rainbow kind of thing. Okay, so this is strand number 1. Isn't that cute with the gold on there? Such a fun way. Now, if you don't have gold cardstock or you don't want to cut all of these, you know, additional pieces to create that gold top, what you could do is you could cut this out of the green just like I've done and use like a gold marker, like a paint pen or something like that to kind of create those gold light sockets if you wanted. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift 3 over and I'm going to start my poppy pattern here and go that way instead of at the very end so that the light strands actually have some differentiation. In fact, I lied. I'm going to start it even more to the right. So I'm going to start it like here. Now, hopefully, because I'm shifting them around and I'm not starting them in the right place, I have 5 of each color. hopefully I'll be able to then have enough by die cutting all of these just one time from the colored cardstock, because each run through the die cut machine gives me 5 of each color. So I'm hoping that by kind of mixing them up like this, that I will have enough of each color to create 3 strands. So we'll see. I did not do the math on this one. I could be off. We don't know. And the worst thing that happens is we just run it through again. So while we're thinking about it, I'm kind of leaning towards my sentiment, my holly jolly sentiment being gold cardstock to kind of bring in the color of the light sockets. But what do you think the color should be on that? Would love to hear your opinions. Sometimes I know you guys have great ideas all the time. So let's see, we're going to go backwards in the pattern now, right? Oh, how's this going to work? Okay, this is going to take some concentration. There we go. Oh, Linda, thank you. Where did the gold sockets cut from? The bulbs. Yes. I can show that again here in just a little bit. Let me get these assembled and then we can go over that again, because that was kind of like a little trick. Little trickster I am. Okay. Oh, that bulb is upside down. Okay. And then what comes before that? Clover. Okay. And then white sentiment with a green background. Okay, that's a possibility. And then definitely gold. I love that you use, oh, I love these colors too. They're fabulous colors. They are just wonderful, and you can make so many different looks from them. Now, another fun idea would be to do like vellum light bulbs. I put this on upside down. It's that brain trick again. Vellum light bulbs, and then you could do just like a glow of yellow blending behind each one and just give it that white light look, which would be really pretty. I kind of feel like it might need the gold in order for it to pull out the gold. So we'll see. Maybe we do gold on green. We might have to even try a couple of options just to see what feels right. Sometimes I have to do that. Sometimes I have to just die cut it, and I don't worry about like losing that little bit of cardstock because I want to love it in the end. And sometimes you just never know until you try it. Okay, so I'm just picking these up from the tray using my magic wand. Speaking of magic, I just spent 4 days at Disneyland with my husband. It was the first time we've ever gone with just the two of us, and we had the best time. We laughed and giggled and just, we are hardcore when it comes to theme parks. We like hit it and we go. We did 12 hours in the park 2 of the days. The third day we needed to, or the fourth day actually, we needed to drive home. So we left about 2. So we did about 6 hours in the park because we had to get home for like work and all that business. My job is really interfering with my social life. So we had to get on the road. And then the first day that we went, we actually didn't arrive until about 4 p.m. because I was teaching an online event that day and I couldn't leave until about 12:30ish. So, but we had such a great time. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for jumping in. I'm loving these adorable lights too. They're so much fun. They're so colorful and just really easy to create. I'm doing something a little extra to each of them by adding the gold, but that's kind of what you can expect from me. Okay, so let's see where we started. Okay, we started there. Kind of made them the opposite direction, but I guess that's okay. Okay, so we started there, and then we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually think I'm going to start at this one for my next red one. So let's see. I'm thinking maybe I should have done them all oriented the same way, but we will see. Okay, so I want this one for my first red one. So I'm starting where my glue, just to help keep me like where I'm going with each of the colors. I'm starting the glue at the part where I'm starting with my poppy cardstock. That's just a brain thing for me to kind of help me find my bearings. I miss the old-fashioned lights we used to have. Linda, I'm sure that I remember those lights, but are you talking about like the big bulb ones? Is that what you're talking about, where the bulb was actually larger? Now, I love this colorful light strand that I'm creating, but I'm not honestly a very big color light person. I love white lights on my Christmas tree. It just feels so magical to me. So I don't tend to use them to decorate. Outside, we also have white lights. I guess I'm just, that's my preference. Now, I am seeing a lot of outdoor lights that are more like large bulb, and I'm loving those. And they actually have services. I don't know if you guys have them. Hi, Marisha. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining me. Yes, the big bulb lights. That's what Linda is missing. There are big bulb lights, like outdoor lights, that I'm totally digging. But I was saying, I don't know if you have these where you are. They have these services here where I live where they will come and design like a full-on light scheme. I don't know what you would call it. Light design. There you go. A design for lights for your house. So like, and then they create the lights for the exact lengths that you need. And then they come and they put them up for you. They put them up every year, and then they come out and they take them down and they store them for you. Isn't that cool? That is not, like that is in my dream one day when I win the lottery plan, but it is not in my current budget. So I'll just have to dream about custom lights for now. So let's vote. Let's vote. Okay. Do you prefer white lights or do you prefer colorful lights on your house or inside of your house? Either one, on your tree or indoors. Which one do you prefer? I'm gonna have enough light bulbs. Yay. Let me know in the comments as I'm finishing up this final strand. I love these colors too. This might be like the perfect rainbow. How many colors do we have? 2, 4, 10 colors. There are 13 lights on each strand. What am I doing? Can't pull that up yet. So now we are going to pull this. Hi, Megan. Thank you for coming on and saying hi. Megan is a friend of mine, a true friend. I was just talking about my trip to Disney, Megan. I'm excited for you to go soon. Okay, so let's start adding the little gold toppers. man, my brain just does not. I know the curved, softened edges go up towards the top of the light, and for some reason, every strand, I just like get it wrong sometimes. Let's see. We are voting on colored lights or white lights for your Christmas decor. Always pink trees. I'm just kidding. I don't have a pink tree in my living room, but I do have a little baby pink tree for my craft room that I decorate with disco balls. Little mini disco balls. So it's a whole like disco ball little tree that I have for my craft room that as we get closer to the holidays, I will probably bring out. You'll be able to see it in the background. I've had some disco balls up in my studio for quite some time because it's been just a great inspiration for me recently. Okay, we are almost done, y'all. You've been so patient and so kind to watch me sit and assemble all these lights, but also you can see it doesn't really take too long. We are, yes, I can always save the extras for another little project. In fact, you could probably use the extras without even doing the light strand itself. You could probably find a fun little way. I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's it. I'm probably, now that I think about it, gonna use light bulbs on their own to kind of tuck around the sentiment once we die cut that. I think the little tiny bulbs on their own will be adorable as little accents. I thought I might use some of the greenery from, and I still might, from that wreath builder set, but I'm thinking a couple little bulbs around there too would be cute. So here we go. The play is just plain fun. Colored, but I do like white on trees. You can, those are perfect. Okay, I was just catching up on a few little things there. And what I will do is, since I think I want to use these extras, so interesting, I'm looking at what I have left. I don't have any watermelon and I don't have any grapefruit left. Those were the colors that look like they all got used. So I cut each color one time, gives you 5 bulbs, and then it looks like I have no extras with the way I kind of staggered the light strands so that they were starting in different places. It looks like we have none of those left. Okay, just gonna add these on real quick because I do think now that I'm thinking about the extras that I want to use them in that way. That just came to me. I was like, oh, I was thinking I really wanted maybe like a straight strip stamped sentiment, but I didn't have any in this release that were really like something that I could create a sentiment strip from. So I was thinking maybe I'll do greenery around the sentiment to kind of bring a little something extra to it. But these light bulbs are going to be fun. And maybe I'll mix it in with just a couple of those pine sprigs to kind of dress it up a bit. Everybody's loving the lights. I'm so happy. It makes me happy that you're loving these because I thought they were adorable as well. And then for those of you who are looking for these are from Pretty Pink Posh, and I do have links to this release in the description below. So if you're looking for links, they're down there. And I appreciate you using those, so thank you so much. Okay, so we have extras. We have our 3 strands. We're gonna move this little guy out of the way. I'm gonna put my caps on my magic wand. And then I need to decide how I want to go about this. So this is some Concord and 9th cardstock. I'm going to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. Oh my goodness. I almost made a rookie mistake there. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So just about 1/4 of an inch smaller than my card. It's going to be an A2 card. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I don't want colors to kind of fall necessarily by each other, which is part of the reason that I created, you know, a different pattern in each of these. So let's see. I'm not going to glue anything down yet because I want to make sure that I have a design that I like. And so what I think I'll do, I'm thinking about like this situation here. And then I'm going to cut my sentiment and kind of decide where I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to use the Holly Jolly sentiment from Pretty Pink Posh. Can it fit on this little scrap? It surely can. So I am going to place that onto the scrap of gold. Oh, and then I'll show you while I have the gold out how I created those light socket toppers. Let me grab that bulb. Okay. And I'm just going to pop this out. Oh no, I hate that. I hate that it has a little tittle on the eye and I just smashed it out of there. Is that it? It might be that. Or on the J, I should say. Okay, so I have this. Now I'm thinking I need to do it out of vellum. And the reason I'm thinking that is because if I do a solid colored cardstock, I'm going to block all of this fabulousness. So let me grab this and I'm going to die cut it from some vellum. Hopefully I have some here. I have like a little organizer thing right here. It's just, maybe I'll pop a picture into my stories at Instagram and show you what I'm talking about. But I have like a little divided section here where I keep scraps of some of my most used cardstock. So I have little pieces of gold, I have little pieces of vellum, I have some watercolor cardstocks and Nina and all that. So I have that all to my side. I really need to add some Concord white cardstock because I use that all the time. I mean, all the time. It's one of my main cardstocks now. Okay, so let's cut that. And bring this in. Now, if you are a product designer out there and you care about my opinion, I much prefer to not have to deal with a dot above a J or an I, or have it be connected. So that's the only thing I would change about this sentiment, because I love the font. Okay, so here's this. That's on the vellum. I think we can make him work right here. How do we feel about that sentiment there? We're gonna raise it. We're gonna tuck in a couple pine sprigs and a couple of those extra things and call that good. Now, we're kind of running a little low on time, but I'm thinking I want to add the glow behind the bulbs. So it could take a little more time, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. So we may be closer to like an hour and a half today than an hour. Hopefully you can stick around. And I'm just going to nestle this onto that vellum layer here and kind of slide it into place. This is why liquid glue is my friend. You don't want to slide it too far because you're going to get like glue squidges everywhere, but definitely is helpful to be able to kind of shift something just a little bit. Oh, someone switches back and forth with their lights. Okay. There's that. Okay, I have an idea for this. We will see if it will work. Like I said, I warned you, I have an idea for masking. It may or may not work. I am going to grab my 9x12 grip mat here, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place this card front here. Oh, it's sticking. Don't want you to stick yet. We'll see if I got this kind of right here. Do we want them to cross? I have to decide on the placement before I can start my blending, because I'm going to attempt to hinge these up and do some blending underneath each of the lights. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. I do think that this is the let's see. There we go. Okay, this is where we're going with this, okay? You stay. Listen. Listen, Linda. Me and my husband, I don't know if you know where that comes from, but it's like an old YouTube video that went viral or whatever. And my husband and I still talk like, listen, Linda, all the time. So that was, I probably would not have allowed my children to speak to me like that, but you know, I just don't know if this is going to work. Okay. I was going to kind of mask off at each of the sockets, but I think it's going to be too hard to see. Okay. Plan B. So my idea for the masking thing that I told you about in the beginning, probably not going to work. But what we'll do is we're going to adhere these down to the sticky mat just to keep them kind of in place. I could ruin everything right now. Okay, and then we're just going to grab our ink colors. And I have some micro brushes from, these are from Altenew. And I'm just going to add like a little glow. So I'm going to take this. I don't know, this feels fussy. I'll take this, I'm going to fold that up and just do a little blend. And I think what I'll do is do all of the same color at once, so I'm not switching back and forth between ink colors. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that this is worth it. I feel like it makes it look messy. I don't think I like it. Okay, this is plan B. Sometimes you do things that you think you're gonna love and you don't. So we're gonna pull these up. We're gonna do some magic of television moments. I think if these were all popped up on foam adhesive, like the glow might be really cute, but I'm not about to do that today. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna flip this up, and we're gonna get a new piece. just by flipping it over. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one here. And this has the poppy at the very left edge. And I'm just putting glue behind the sockets because that should be enough to kind of keep it in place. And we're just gonna start with the red right here-ish. Press all that down. And then we'll start with maybe green like this. Actually, it's gonna probably start here. And then we'll just trim off the excess, and maybe we'll use the excess of the strands around the sentiment. I'm not sure. We have to get there first. Okay, so we'll do this kind of there-ish. Okay. And then I think we'll do the yellow here at the end. Just kind of staggering these so that the colors are not landing too close to each other and that we get kind of an equal distribution of the colors on the card. Like, we don't want there to be like all poppy or, you know. Okay. I don't like that. Let's move you down just a bit, bud. Have you guys noticed how good my dogs are being? Do you want to know why? I locked them up again. Just to keep them quiet for you. I know many of you say that you don't mind hearing my dogs at all, but I would prefer that they're not in the background of every video. So that's often why I don't do a lot of live, like kind of real-time crafting videos. I did do one this past week, but the reason is that they often tell me all about what the neighbor's dog is doing at a particular moment, and they also like to talk to the leaves and the trees and all of that business. So they make a lot of noise. And I don't love having that where you all hear that. I don't have fairy dust paste, but that sounds amazing. Sounds like something I would really love. Okay, we're gonna take and create a glare on the lights here. This is just a white gel pen. This is a Jelly Roll number 10, I believe. And you can see I'm just doing a line down the side, not doing anything super fancy or special, just getting a white little glare on these, a little highlight. And then what I may do, but I'll probably do it off camera, is add some glossy accents, which, let me just tell you, I have like had a renewal of my love for glossy accents. It's one of my favorite things. It's an easy way to like add some shine and dimension to a card. Isn't that fun? Love that. Okay, so let's take Mr. Holly Jolly. We're gonna add some foam adhesive to the back. So I'm just making some little tiny strips because the letters on this Holly Jolly are very fine, and I would like to conceal my foam adhesive as much as possible. So I'm cutting really fine strips and kind of placing them behind the letters where like the long straights are. Okay. Guys doing okay out there? Do you have any tips on getting the white jelly roll working? Honestly, since I started using the white jelly roll number 10, I don't have a lot of problems with that. The finer tipped ones, I used to have problems with all the time, but the number 10, I just have good luck with it because it's a little broader. But if you have the finer tipped ones, what I always used to do is just take my finger and I would like kind of roll it on my finger so that it would kind of warm up the ink and get it flowing. And I found that that was kind of the best way for me to kind of get it going. Now what we do have working in our favor on this card is that we do have a white background. So I often find that if you have a white background and you're using foam adhesive, that it really doesn't show through a whole lot because you don't have the contrast of a different color beneath it. So if you don't get it perfectly onto the back of the letter, you have a little grace when it's sitting above something white. That's just my experience. Megan, I would try the Jelly Roll number 10. I think they're really actually pretty good. I've enjoyed it much more since I've started using that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go right here. Nice, colorful Christmas card. Who says rainbow cards can't be for Christmas? Definitely wasn't me. It's such a happy card with all the colors on it. I just feel like that brings a lot of happy. And then we're going to do this, kind of at the angle there. Press that down. Okay, so we have that little bit of dimension, which helps kind of obscure what's in the background a little bit also. And we're gonna swipe all this off because we don't need it in our way now. And then we'll see what we kind of want to do with the extras. Looking for my tweezers. Where did we go? I'll grab another pair. I have more than one pair of tweezers because I use them often. And I often lose them. I'm like, where did they go? It's only right here. It can't be that far off. I'm thinking we add a couple of these. Yeah, I'm gonna like this. I can tell already. So I'm gonna grab some foam adhesive and add it onto some of the light bulbs and kind of tuck them in on and around the sentiment. So the question is, what colors do we want to use the most? Honestly, if I had more pink, if I had more red, I would probably use those. But I also kind of want to use something, I don't want it to be like all skewed towards the purple or all skewed towards the blue or the green. So kind of mix up some of these colors here. Oh, I do have another red. Don't have the grapefruit. That's what I don't have. Okay. Thank you all. I'm so glad you're liking this project. It's definitely one you could recreate quite easily. Okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna kind of overlap some areas. No, we are not gonna go there. You know why? Because that yellow is right there and that will bug me long term. So we will go here. We're gonna allow it to kind of connect to the sentiment. So it's kind of covering part of the letter, but I'm good with that. We're gonna add this little guy. Maybe here, coming off the Y. And then I like the idea of the green. Maybe here-ish. And then I think I need to do 5. Oh, you know what I could do? I know what I could do. Stand by. I'm gonna put that one there. Haha. I'm gonna get my pink in there after all. I'm gonna snip it off the strand where these were snipped off the front of the card. just making sure you can't see that green beneath it. We're almost done, guys. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Feel like maybe this one here. Then I think we'll be adding this to a card front. Hi, Roberta. You made it. Thanks for being here. All right, where do we want this? Do we want him here? Nope, that covers too much. I think I like him here. Okay. So we have the extra bulbs tucked around the sentiment here. I'm gonna scooch all that off. We're gonna grab the white gel pen again, which is in my hand. And we're gonna do some highlights on these little guys down here. Just because we need them all to match, right? Okay, so that's where those are. Couple overlapping there, one down here, one here, and then two here. So they're kind of over it, but I do feel like it needs kind of to be broken up with just a little something. So I'm gonna grab this guy and this guy, and I'm gonna grab a couple of the greens. Let's go. We might need bigger pieces, y'all. Let me grab it. It's right here. So I'm gonna go with clover, and I think I will go with rainforest as well. I don't love that. Maybe I like that. Okay. Let's do this, and we'll just cut a couple of, you know what I want. I know what I want. I'm gonna get some glitter cardstock. I did this the other day. Just looks so pretty. So I'm gonna grab, this is Concord and Ninth white glitter cardstock. This is gonna be a fun little addition here. I just feel it in my bones. Run that through. Hello, Stella. Thanks for joining me. Thank you all for the compliments. You're all so sweet, also supportive here. Love that. Okay, this is gonna be stinking cute. I'm loving this. Loving this. It just feels like it needs something to... You think it's dark and moody for that? I feel like it kind of goes with like light strands. I just kind of feel like that's how light strands are, is like they're green. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna glue these together. Whoa, we got some extra glue there. I'm gonna hold it together, and then I think we'll just kind of tuck in here, and then maybe tuck in on the other side to kind of balance it out. Sounds like somebody's like using a chainsaw in my neighborhood. That's kind of crazy. I don't know Maybe they're trimming trees or something. Okay. I'm going to put some foam adhesive behind this to give it a little lift. We all need a little lift every now and then. Oh, for the leaves. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I felt like that too. I felt like it needed more of the vibrancy. And I think with the glitter cardstock added, we're gonna love all this when it all comes together. This guy is stuck to that guy and I want him to lift up, so. Oh, that is so cute. I don't know if you can see that very well. Look how cute that looks just poking out there. Do the same thing with this side. We're not dry yet, so. And then I'm going to take and add some foam adhesive to the back of this. Sorry, we're running a little long. I try to keep it to an hour, but sometimes the assembly and all that, it's hard to gauge really how long everything's gonna take. Okay, so he is going to go, I think, behind this guy. So let's do this. Oh, we're doing a little surgery here. Taking things apart so we can tuck them into the right spots. I just don't want, I know this is weird, I don't want the pink one covered. I have a special affinity towards pink. So I'm gonna angle it up kind of like this. And then I'm gonna add this guy back on with some more foam adhesive. So he's gonna be a little taller actually. Oh, I think that's what that needed, was just that little bit of greenery to kind of come out from the sides. Isn't that fun? It's just a little, yeah, you're right, Megan, just a little bit of texture, just something to kind of break it up. And in fact, I could almost lean towards adding some holly leaves, but for the sake of time, I think we'll just leave it right there. Because I love the idea of having the pink berries kind of in this mix as well. So maybe I'll do that. I'll have to play around with that once we finish up here. Okay, so we're gonna take a panel of foam adhesive, place it on the back here. So I make these, let's see how tall I make these. This one's 5 1/4 by 4. And it needs to trim down just a bit. I have glue everywhere today from all the assembly we've done. So we're gonna just, these are the pieces that I usually trim down to when I need smaller pieces, like those little small pieces behind the greenery and stuff. I create the panels, I trim off what I don't need, and then I use the rest of it for like the little things that I adhere. Okay, so we have a panel of foam adhesive there, and I'm just kind of looking at what I think I want to do for my card base. I'm tempted to lean towards sea glass, but I don't love that. So if you have ideas for what color the card base should be, I'm happy to hear them from you right now. I know I'm kind of out of the shot just a little bit. No, it's definitely not white. Definitely not white. I always love a watermelon card base, so we could try that out. I probably should have had this kind of thought through, but I didn't. Do we like it on watermelon? Kind of cute on watermelon. Votes are coming in as I'm struggling through this part. Sometimes this is the hardest part for me. Gold, I know, I cannot cover my signature color. That's not a happy thought for me. I like the watermelon better. I'm gonna try one more color. I don't know that I'll like this, but I might love it. Who knows? No, I don't love that. I'm thinking, just gonna go with sea glass. I feel, okay, here's how I feel about this. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like the sea glass competes the least with these colors. Like the sea glass feels more like the background than the star of the show. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling like the sea glass might be my best bet, just for the fact that I don't want the background to really take away from what I have going on. I could try the dark green, but again, I'm just feeling like maybe. I mean, it's okay. I think I'm gonna go with sea glass. Sometimes you just need to see things as they are and just kind of look at them with what you've got going on and just try different things out. But I will say that one of my biggest things that I'll go back and forth on a lot of cards is just figuring out the right background color. Well, let's try this one. This is the last, that's not it. Megan votes for any kind of green. This is kind of a bluey green. And then before we go, I will run through how I cut those toppers again, because I know someone missed it. And yeah, I think that's cute. Might add some other greenery to the back of this. I will finish off experimenting with the holly leaves and maybe a little bit of sparkling clear accents. And I might go through all of these with some glossy accents, and then I will put the final card project in the thumbnail, and I'll also share it over on Instagram as well. So make sure you're following me over on Instagram so that you can, check that all out. And don't forget, I have a giveaway. You're running out of time to enter, so just head on over there and find that giveaway post and you'll see what I'm talking about. So does anybody have any questions? I would love to answer your questions if you have them while I kind of work out. In fact, I'm going to go back down here for just a minute. We're going to put this on the side and I'm going to show you how I did the toppers. This is not gold cardstock, but you'll get it figured out. In fact, I might use a darker color so you can see what I did. I took the straight edge of a gold piece of cardstock and I took the light bulb die. And what I did was I lined the cardstock up on the die where it was only covering that bit. Here, I'll show you a little bit better. So what I did, it's like a kind of a partial die cut situation here, but you do need a straight edge on your cardstock. Now I'm thinking I need to go back to a lighter color so you can see this. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, so I have my cardstock and then I lined it up where the cardstock is only filling the part of the die that's the light bulb topper. You see that? The socket area. So my cardstock is laid where it's only filling in that area. I'm going to make sure that it stays straight. Could tape it in place if you needed to. And then I ran that through. And that gave me the little socket pieces that I could then put on top of those light bulbs and have them be the gold color. So it is a partial cut. Yep, partial die cutting. So anyway, that's how I did the gold pieces. And I did those beforehand. I did demonstrate one earlier. So if you came in late and you want to see that part again, I did demonstrate that earlier in our live today. So if you have, you want to go back and watch it in full, you can do that for sure. So any other questions today? I have some other crafting to get done today. I'm working on some deadlines, so I really need to go eat lunch because it's 12:18 now. I'm past my intermittent fasting period. I can go eat, and then I'm gonna create some more today. So be looking for the photo on Instagram of this card once I have it completed. I think we're gonna have an adorable, shiny couple extra things added onto this card when all is said and done. I want to thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this card. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as I mentioned before, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. I'm going live more often. I'm sharing more videos all the time. And I love having you here. As I mentioned, you are all just so kind and so supportive, and I really appreciate you. So I'm just gonna leave it here and say thanks for joining me today. Again, Roberta wants to know the next Mr. Glitter session. I'm gonna schedule that today so you can turn on the notifications, but we will be live on October 26th, and I just have to double check the time with him. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next, well, I don't want to say that. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're having a beautiful day weather-wise like we are here. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.